What's up, guys?
All right, y'all. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being on time. This call may not go a full hour, but the purpose of this call and conversation is to explore different lead generation platforms that are available to us as agents, either through Keller Williams or just through the internet in general. So our main focus here is going to be on internet leads. Now, I want to obviously put a qualifier in here. Nothing is going to supplant your own lead generation out of your own database. And I want to repeat that. Your database is your number one lead gen platform. If you are solely relying on internet leads, you're not building a sustainable business. Internet leads, the game is always changing and always becoming more and more expensive. It is free to generate a lead from your own database. So I'm only telling you that so that we can then pivot and talk about, okay, now if you were looking for different ways of accenting your database business, then here are some possible viable alleys for you to go. So some of these things are going to be Keller Williams specific, meaning you only have access to these because you're with Keller Williams. Some of them are only going to be Keller Williams Excel specific. Actually, only one of these is going to be Excel specific. The others are open to anybody, no matter if you're in Kentucky or not. So I'm going to go first off with Boomtown. Has anybody heard of Boomtown before? Hey, I wanna just say something real quickly. We are all given this technology that allows you to put yourself on video. Put yourself on video and actually talk. It'd be awesome. I would love it. Thanks, Lauren. Also, I don't care what you look like, and I don't care what you got going on in the background. Thank you so much, guys. This is an interactive model here, so I could be eating as well. I don't care if you're eating also. So has anybody heard of Boomtown before? If you haven't, no worries. It's typically viewed as a CRM that you pay an exorbitant amount of money for. Boomtown is kind of like Command, only any agent in the world for any brokerage in the world can use it. It's called Boomtown. I'm going to put it in the chat real quick so you guys can see. So if you were to investigate these things, these are what they're called. Okay. So Boomtown is the first thing. Boomtown is, it's almost like a mini like Zillow in that people basically are clicking through websites, and Boomtown, I'm sure, pays an exorbitant amount for data. As soon as a person clicks that they're interested in a home, you are notified of this. So you get leads. The whole idea of internet leads is getting a chance to meet somebody that you never would have met otherwise. So they
is that something that I can download? I'm sorry, Josh.
No, you're good. It's not something you'll download yet. If you just go to the Boomtown site, you can get more information. You'll have to register. Now, if you're a Keller Williams Excel agent, so sorry, Kevin, I know you're on. Kevin's down in Kentucky. But Kevin, I do believe Kellyanne does invest in Boomtown, so this might be an option for you as well. One of the things that you have access to is you can notify us that you're interested. Our office is taking the first, I think it's like 20 agents that say that they're interested, and we're giving you the opportunity to sign up. Here's the crux. It's $125 per month. $125 per month per agent is going to get you anywhere from 10 to 16 leads. And the way it comes in is through like an app on your phone. So you would need to download, Rachel, an app, but not until you get all registered and stuff. So first comes
Okay,
education.
you said I would have to look into the site, read about it, and then contact you guys to see if it's something I would like to participate in.
Yeah, so our brokerage is actually running this thing where we're pairing with a couple other brokerages, and Kevin, you are probably doing the same thing with your career brokerages. You notify us that you want to be installed as one of the agents on here, and then we'll get you more information and registering and all that jazz. Moral of the story, though, is for $125 a month, you are promised 10 to 16 leads. Now, Boomtown leads are closing at about 5% success rate. What that means is you're going to receive 95 crap leads for every 100. When I say crap, I simply mean they may not be ready to buy yet, but they can still go into your database. This is one great way if you're struggling to build your sphere or your database or your amount of real estate contacts. This is a great way to add people to your database. So let's just say I get a notification through the app that let's say first off, I opted into Boomtown. I'm paying my $125 a month. I get a connection with a person who's looking to buy. I try to reach out. Let's just say they don't answer. It's going to happen a lot. They don't answer. Okay, no problem. I'm not going to sweat about it. I'm going to put them into my CRM command, and then I'm going to nurture them. I'm going to talk to them every week for who knows how long until I connect with them and can actually help them. Now, on the flip side of that, maybe they're the 5% that are actually going to close pretty soon. I contact them, they pick up the phone, and they have a house they're already interested in. Victor the other day said, man, I love these internet leads. I got a phone call on Monday, showed a house on Tuesday, in contract on Wednesday. That is the ideal situation for an internet lead. Unfortunately, they very rarely go that smoothly. So the first lead source is Boomtown, $125 a month, and it is a 6-month commitment. Now, as your coach, I'm telling you to play red light, green light with your finances. If you cannot afford, what's 125 times 6? Like 750? I don't know, $750. If you can't afford $750 right now, don't sign up, please. I don't want you to go broke. Now, if you're on a team or exploring going on a team, maybe you can talk about that with the team leader and what that might look like. But 10 to 16 leads, I don't know about y'all, but I've been in the business 5 years. I would appreciate 10 to 16 more leads than what I currently have. Am I willing to pay $750 for it? I personally am, because I understand that if the average sales price is, let's just say $300,000, that means the average commission is what, $9,000? I'm happy to pay $125 a month for a $9,000 gross paycheck. Cool. And that's the whole idea behind internet leads. You're paying for it, yes, but as long as you close a couple deals to make it worth the payment, it turns out to be a good business decision. So Boomtown, any questions about Boomtown? Now, I don't have all the answers, but I can definitely get answers. I just learned about this on Tuesday. Our brokerage, again, is offering this as a perk. You can join in if you want, and if not, no worries. No questions about Boomtown? All right, the next thing I'm going to talk about then is a system called Rise. And I have firsthand knowledge of this one. My team uses Rise. It is a third party that kind of plays middleman between OpCity and Ojo. Opcity and Ojo are internet lead generation sites, just kind of like Boomtown is. And again, if you're interested in more information, go ahead and go to their website and look it up. But I do know enough to be dangerous here. Rise is $300 a month. With that $300 comes training on how to appropriately react to internet leads. And it also includes the ability to have a higher standing in the Opcity and Ojo ranking, so that in theory, you get more leads, better leads, quicker. There is no promise here on how many leads you will get. Both of these platforms through Rise are speed to lead, meaning if you're not the fastest to click on the internet lead, you will not get the internet lead. So if you are not very quick with your phone, you don't keep your phone on you, you don't respond to text messages very well, I do not recommend investing in this. The perk here is that you're going to be receiving internet leads and you're going to be receiving a warm connection. A warm connection simply means you're going to be looped. If you win the lead, a person is going to call you directly. So let's say I receive a text alert that I have an Ojo opportunity. I click on it very quickly and I am the winner of that lead. I will almost immediately get a phone call, and the other person on the other side of the line is going to say, "Hi, this is Jimmy with Ojo. I'm connecting you with Lisa. She's looking for a home on 123 Main Street. I'm connecting you now." So you actually get connected with a person. The great thing about this is that when you're actually given a warm lead like that, they have a much higher chance of actually doing business with you. Now, the way they make their money is Ojo and Opcity will charge you a referral fee. It's anywhere from 30 to 40% typically. So let's say you get $100,000 house in contract. Congratulations, you're going to be owing them 30%, maybe 35, maybe 40%. A lot of people get their butts hurt about that, but I want to tell you not to do that, because this is a piece of business you never would have had otherwise. I can say that we've closed one deal through Ojo this past 7-8 months. Brad can speak to how it works a little bit better maybe. I know Lauren has something in contract through Ojo. I am actually going on 5 showings with another person through Ojo this Friday. So it does work. I will also say that just because this gives you access to 2 different lead gen platforms, Opcity and Ojo, both of them may not be working at the same time very well.
I'll say something about Ojo, Josh.
Go ahead.
Something that is pretty cool with them is their concierge service. They do a lot of legwork for you, as far as they periodically reach out to the client, which you may not like that in the beginning, but they are on your side. Like they have your support. They're supporting you. They want you to close just as much as you do. So they're pretty good as far as having your back. So it's been pretty cool.
Brad, can you demonstrate what the process looks like from start to finish with Ojo?
Yeah. So you get the, as you said, speed to lead thing. So you get a notification that there's an Ojo lead. You get the lead. If you win it, you'll get a phone call pretty much within the minute. With them connecting you, they already have the client on the phone. They connect you to, they get off the phone. You have your conversation with the client, get to know their needs, ask your questions. And then if you're lucky enough to start showing homes, you start showing homes. You're lucky enough to get in contract, you get in contract on one. And then they basically they'll send you the information you need as far as their referral fee, and they'll reach out to the MCA of your market center, and then that part's all handled automatically, and then you close, and then you get paid.
And Brad, would you have ever known these people that you close with if it weren't for this internet lead source?
No, it's actually pretty cool. The one I won was actually my first transaction, and basically my first client. And she still keeps in touch with me to this day. Wanted me to come out to see her house around the holiday time, so it helped when we were delivering cookies. She wanted me to see all the renovations she did to the house already and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. There was the person that I connected with. It was kind of a unique situation because as soon as I meet her on our first house showing, she wanted me to send her the buyer exclusive buyer agreement that day. So it was actually this one was probably super easy. So I haven't had any struggles with it yet, but yeah, it was good.
And that right there is why we do internet leads. It's not for the short-term gain, it's for the long-term ramifications. So what Brad did was he showed up at the showing face to face, and that's the goal of all these, is to get face to face with people. Because when you're face to face with people, they're like 99% going to go with you, unless you really pee the bed. They're going to go with you. But the cool thing about Brad's story is not just how it initially transpired, but the fact that he formed a relationship with this person over the course of the transaction, to the point where in the future, do you think she'd go to anywhere else? No, she's going to use Brad. And so that one transaction in the future is going to turn into another buy and sell in the future, maybe a couple of referrals along the way. And it's that relationship that's going to make it more lucrative than just the one-time thing. So good for Brad for making a great first impression, and good for Brad for continuing that relationship long after the transaction closes. I did misspeak. Rise is only $50 a month for you guys. It is a 6-month commitment. So we're looking at $300 total for Rise. And what we've seen on my team is that OpCity is nearly non-existent, but Ojo is sending multiple lead opportunities every single day. And as long as I'm quick, I stand a chance of getting them. They do keep metrics. So the metrics you need to be aware of are speed and then nurturing. So you are expected to actually keep in touch with these people like every couple weeks in order to make sure that you close the deal eventually. You will be graded and given leads in an appropriate fashion based off your scores on how fast you're reacting to the lead and how much you're frequently updating it. So if I'm very slow to receive my leads, I'm not going to get as many. If I'm very slow to update my leads, I'm not going to get as many. So it rewards the people who are doing their job accurately and effectively. Any questions about Rise? Okay. The
And
next
that's something
lead-
that we go on the internet, and that's not an app or nothing like that, right?
This is another one that I would encourage you to reach out to me and just say, hey, I'm definitely interested in joining this one. Can I either get more information or can you register me? Just let me know. You can shoot me a text or whatever, and I can get with the right people at the office to make sure you get registered and plugged in.
Thank you.
The next piece here is 72 sold. But also, Kevin, all these things are the things that I'll talk about the rest of the way are all accessible for any KW agent. Hold on one second. 72 sold. You may have seen commercials on the TV during major broadcasts. So for instance, Antonio at our office was saying that he saw 4 commercials by 72 sold for the national championship game. What 72 sold is a program. It's actually a brokerage based out of Arizona. And this guy has determined that radio and TV are where we can generate a ton of buzz for listing appointments or listings. I'm sorry. So you've heard me say the term listings. We all know that listings is when you represent the home seller. The other two lead sources that I just mentioned were mainly for buyers. 72 sold is mainly for listings. This is huge. 72 sold basically puts advertisements on the airwaves and on TV. And people call in and say, I need your program to help me sell my house. Well, when they do that, they connect that person to an agent in their local municipality. Here in Columbus, we do have a set number of people that can opt in for these. But it is all around the United States. So Kevin, I'm not sure exactly what metropolis it would be for you, Lexington, Louisville, or what other areas. But this is expanding quickly. The fee for 72 sold is at minimum $199 initial. So that's the first your startup. It is refundable after the first 10 days or before 10 days, 10 days fully refundable. After that, it's $72 a month for training and access to the program. When I say access to the program, 72 Sold has literally a program for how they're going to sell your house in 72 hours. So 72 hours is what, 4 days. There's a whole strategy behind how they implement this, and they use 72 Sold as the platform or the selling point for why you should list your home with me. So the $199 gets you access to the training. The $72 a month gets you access to the materials. It doesn't give you any leads. The real expense is what I'm about to say. $1,500 a month gets you 4 to 6 at least listing leads. So here's where my rub is. $1,500 is what I need to pay in. I'm not going to see that $1,500 until I close a deal. And that could be 30, 45 days or even longer if none of those 4 to 6 leads pans out. The positive here is that agents from around the country, because this is a Keller Williams partnership only, this is not available to like Coldwell Banker or any other agents out there. They're seeing major success in this. So personally, between me and my team, I am considering at least trying it. There is no minimum monthly commitments. So it's not like a 6-month commitment. So I could put 100 or I could put $1,500 down. And if it doesn't work, then I could walk away. The training, Brad, Victor, and Lauren have been on with some trainings with me. The training's a little hokey. The person who's selling this is a little hokey. He's definitely a salesman. He knows his marketing though. And he understands how this all works. And he's very good at it. He's a great speaker, but he's hokey at the same time. So you kind of need to know going into this, like what you're signing up for. Of all the 3 lead sources that I just told you about, the one that I'm kind of most antsy to try is this one right here, simply because I want listings. Listings should be less work for you all. And as first-year agents, it's the one thing we probably struggle to get the most because first-year agents typically work predominantly with buyers. It's just how it seems to work. Listings are where you can also generate future buyers from. You go hold an open house, who knows, maybe you get both sides. What questions do y'all have about 72 sold? So I threw a lot of numbers out there about 72 sold. There's 2 programs. One is I'm all in, I'm going to pay you $72 a month and I'm going to pay you $1,500 a month too and get leads. The other one is just for training and access to the materials. The materials, I can't lie, they're not sexy, but they apparently work. It's basically a way of going about your listing appointment to get the listing nailed down. Any questions about 72 sold? Okay. The next thing I'm going to talk about is something that I was very weary of signing up for. I did sign up in my second year for Zillow leads. As you're probably well aware, Zillow is probably the top home search site out there. And so when you are pairing with the top home site search out there, you're going to get a lot of eyeballs. And it's going to cost an arm and a leg. How Zillow typically works is you purchase a zip code. Not every zip code is open for sale, but what you're doing is you're purchasing a portion of the leads that come into that zip code. So let's just say I'm on Zillow's website and I'm looking at homes in a certain city. Well, that city falls into a zip code. If I've paid enough money to get 33% of that zip code, it means that 1/3 of every time somebody goes to that home, they're going to see my face as the realtor. And then what happens is if they're interested in 123 Main Street, they click a button on the website and they are automatically patched through to me or my team. Again, the benefit here is you're getting a warm lead who is connected with you through a third party. So it's like, hey, I'm Alex with Zillow. I'm going to connect you with Rachel and she's interested in 123 Main Street. Are you able to take that call? Great. Here you go. The cool thing with Zillow is you're paying upfront. You're paying a monthly upfront fee. You're not paying on the backside. There is no referral payment. So Zillow is probably the most lucrative thing I have in terms of outside of our own sphere. We close dollar for dollar, if not much more, but it's also the most expensive thing that I have in my entire business. It's more expensive than anything else that I have in my business. So again, I want to challenge us. If we have no money coming in, we should not go invest in Zillow. If we just had a closing, I would encourage you to explore the opportunity to start small. When you're purchasing leads through Zillow, you can actually purchase. It's like it gives you an estimate on how many leads per month you can expect. So as I'm plugging more money in there, there's like a slider bar. If I start at the very minimum of like, I don't know, $100 a month, I can expect 2 leads. Well, these leads are pretty decent. If Boomtown closes at 5%, I would say that Zillow might beat it just barely. So it is a viable option for you as long as you can afford it. That being said, again, it is expensive.
Tell us roughly how much it could possibly be.
Every zip code is a different price because the average price point within each home or within each zip code is different. So the area code or the zip codes that have really high price points. So Rachel, think like Upper Arlington. The average price for a home there is maybe $500,000. That zip code is going to be super pricey to get into. I'm talking like, in order to get some decent leads, like $1,000 a month. Versus if you do what I did, I started out over on West Broad, over by the casino area where home prices are much less. I might be spending $100 a month to get 2 or 3 leads. So I can't answer that. All I can tell you is it depends on the area of town and the average price point.
Okay, thank you.
But you're not going to be paying like $10 a month and get anything. You're going to be paying like $100 plus a month easily. And they'll sucker you in. I mean, you'll start to see success right away. And they'll be like, oh, by the way, more dollars just came up in this zip code. You want to buy even more of a share? You can buy 100% of a zip code, meaning you show up every single time. It's expensive, but it works. When I first joined Keller Williams, this was 5 years ago, Gary Keller poo-pooed the crap out of Zillow and buying leads at all. He has since come around and warmed up to the idea because he realized that's the way the world's going. Now, Zillow is kind of looked at as the devil in real estate because they're supposedly trying to cut out the realtor. And I can see that. but also I see that that's where I'm making a lot of money from. So I'm going to keep plugging into it. Additionally, if you have good vendor relationships, you can connect with your vendor and say, hey, can you help me offset the cost on some of these internet leads I'm buying? And the benefits of them. So I've got a couple lenders who are going to be helping me out with my Zillow spend. The benefits of them is that they also show up on your site as a lender partner. So they're getting leads based off their spend, and they're helping you and you're helping them. So it's a nice tit for tat, so to speak. Any questions about Zillow leads? All right. The last one that I really intend to cover, and you guys may have some additional stuff that you guys have thought of, but I'm going to talk about Facebook leads. Does anybody know what I'm talking about when I say you can create Facebook leads through command?
Is that like making a tag or opportunity?
No, but you're in the same spot. So I'm going to go to command. I'm going to try and pull this up. Sometimes the internet goes real slow. You all have access to command. If you are not currently utilizing command, then I challenge you to utilize command. It's free for you. You already pay for it in your monthly dues, and it acts as a CRM. Remember let's go back to Boomtown. What I told you about Boomtown, if you went out and bought Boomtown by yourself, you're going to be spending like $2,000 a month for a CRM and a lead gen platform. This is free and it's easy to use. What you're talking about, Rachel, is in your contacts, like our database, like putting tags and stuff on them. What I'm talking about is down here on campaigns, this megaphone. If I click on that megaphone, I can actually create paid ads. These paid ads will get me internet leads. On average, I'm going to be spending about $2 to $3 for each lead. I will say this, in my experience, these leads probably close at less than 1%. So you kind of get what you pay for in the internet lead world. I would much prefer a 5% success rate, meaning that 5 out of every 100 people that I talk to are going to close, versus this, which is probably more like 1 out of every 100 is going to close. But let's walk through this. I can create a paid ad, and I can do it in the click of a few buttons. It's very simple. So follow along here. And if you have additional questions after this, I want you to pair with Rachel, who is your tech coordinator and who is very proficient at creating these leads. You'll see there's a history kept of the paid ads that you create. The last one we created was a listing that Lauren has. It's out in Springfield. She ran an ad for 4 days from December 1st to December 5th. We put in, what was it, like $30 or something? We spent $40. What she got out of that was almost 2,300 impressions, meaning 2,300, it was on 2,300 people's feeds. She got 244 clicks on that property, and out of it, she got 20 leads. So that's just a hair less than $2 per lead. Now, the cool thing with this is when you click on those 20 leads, it's going to pop up name, email address, phone number, and you're going to know where it came from. It came from that ad. So if I have this information in front of me, what should I do with it? Well, duh. The minute it comes in, I get notified on my command, and I should call Chris Delozier and say, hey, Chris, I noticed you were interested in 69 Yoha. I'm the agent for that and would love to connect with you, show you the property when you're free. That's a perfect world. Very rarely do they actually pick up the phone. And if they do, very rarely are they happy to hear your call. I don't want to poo-poo this too much though, because real estate is all a numbers game. If you have the time, effort, and money to put into this, you're going to reap the benefit as long as you take care of it. And you actually make the phone calls. You actually reach out to these people. And if they don't respond, you actually nurture them. So few of us are willing to do that. And that's why we've had such a low success rate on this. You do have to be disciplined. So going back though, I would call that a very fruitful campaign. And for $40 to receive 20 leads, I like my chances. Another one was run November 11th or 12th through the 14th, cost $30, and she got 18 leads out of it, $1.6 per lead. These are amazing numbers. So let's just see. I'm going to see if we can open up this ad so you can see what it looked like. So what happens here is we design this through command, and then it goes automatically to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, whichever site you choose to advertise on, or Google. And it will, because you're paying money, it will auto-populate on people's feeds at a lot higher rate than if you just were to create a free post. You're going to be reaching strangers basically. So what the post looked like was this right here. As you can see, she has written the post really nicely. It's eye-catching, right? There's a change from all caps to lowercase. There's a lot of punctuation. There's numbers. These are eye-catching things. These are how I would teach you to actually create a Facebook post. And then you've got a photo here. And then the key here is the learn more button. When somebody sees this and they're actually interested, they can click on that learn more button, input their information, and then that's how I get it. So if I'm timely, the minute a person clicks on it, I'm getting a notification about that, and I could turn around and call them right away. In order to create this, we're not going to go through every step of the way because you should be learning this from Rachel's tech training. If you are not attending Rachel's tech training, attend Rachel's tech training. I shouldn't have to teach you guys how to do this type stuff. You should already know it by now. And if you don't, go there and ask her what some of her best practices are. I can't lie. Me and my team, we don't really lean on this as much as we could. However, it is something that we're exploring doing more of. If I wanted to create one, I'll try to do one real quickly with you. Create campaign. All you need to do is link your credit card in your system or in your command. And then you can decide which kind of one you want to do. Social media, or just a social post, direct mailers, emails. We're going to do a social ad. You need to name your campaign. So you could go 123 Main Street. And then what is your goal? Am I wanting to attract talent? Maybe I'm recruiting people. No, that's not what I want to do here. Maybe I want to attract more listings, or maybe I want to attract buyers. That's maybe what I really want to do. So I'm going to click that. And then where do I want my campaign to run? As I told you, you can pick Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I have found the most successes on Facebook. Why? Because I don't really have Twitter, and Instagram. I don't think the people on Instagram are really looking for houses, whereas Facebook, a lot more people are. So I'm gonna boom, create. Next step, I'm gonna write some copy here. I'm gonna write what the verbiage is gonna be. After that, I'm gonna write the headline. As I'm typing this stuff, it's gonna auto-populate on the right side. Are y'all seeing this?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes.
Cool. So you see, as I'm typing, this is auto-populating. This is what the verbiage is gonna state. I want to keep it short and sweet. I want to put some numbers. I want to put some all caps. I want to grab your attention. The headline is in bold there. So must see opportunity. Oops. There's a limit to how many words you can put in there. And then a description, let's say, I don't know, 139.99. So it auto-populates over here. The next step, once that looks good, I can save it. The next step is to put a picture in there. So I should have a listing photograph, or if I don't have any listings, guys, don't worry. Steal someone else's. Steal another one in the neighborhood or steal one that just closed. Just get permission from that agent to say, hey, would you mind if I marketed your property to try to bring you a buyer? Everyone's going to be like, hell yeah, do that for me. That'd be great. So you just drag and drop your media in there. It'll come up over here. I save. And then I'm going to pick my Facebook settings. So if you have a website or landing page, you can actually put that in here and you will actually steer people towards that. And then you can select your audience. You want to be very pinpoint accurate. So if this listing is in Westerville, I want to go as pinpoint to Westerville as I can. The minimum amount of miles radius you can do is 15 miles. Cool. So I save. From there, I'm going to go to lead settings. I can actually auto tag these people and put them automatically into smart plans directly as they come into my database. The cool thing here is that I don't have to do a lot of work. It's automatic. This is a system that we talk about, right? So as soon as somebody clicks that learn more, puts in their information, I get that information via a notification, and it also automatically goes into my database. Again, this is a great way to expand your database with people that you don't necessarily know, but hope to get to know in the future and hope to close deals with. So that is, in a nutshell, what I had to offer you guys in terms of what internet lead sources are out there. This is everything that I've ever used in the past, but I want to open it up and ask, have you guys come across any other lead platforms or sites or tools to use that you ever considered?
I've been using HomeSnap a little bit. Actually ran a couple ads through HomeSnap and actually got a couple leads through there. But it's the Facebook, Instagram, Google ads are similar to the Facebook, the same way through command. But I think it was like $500 a year or whatever for the pro is what they told me. But I'm not sure exactly what that was, but yeah, so basically one lead would pay for that.
Do they charge you a closing fee or a referral fee at closing?
They charge you nothing. They just they basically manage your Google page for you. They set up a Google page for you. They post on the Google page for you. And then they if you want to run an ad through them, they automatically send you the contact, and they send a message for you. You can kind of dictate what the message says, but no, there's no money back to them. It's like an upfront fee and that's it.
Do you remember, like, did you just do it for 1 month, or were we on a trial period, or what that look like?
I did the full year, but they discounted it. Like, it was originally like $1,200 or whatever. They discounted since I was halfway through the year when I did it. They discounted it to like $500 or whatever it was. But I do have 2 searches set up for 2 leads that I got. So I probably received 15 leads from it, and 2 of them I'm actually running searches and chatting with on a regular basis. So that's, until I actually close with one, I don't really know how it's going to work out, but it seems to be okay because it's just the upfront fee and there's no back end deal. But the big thing for me was them setting up the Google page, and they kind of post on my behalf for me.
Yeah, it sounds appealing. The thing that I think most of these lead generation places do is they try to hook you in right away by immediately, like day one, giving you some decent leads. I feel like a lot of them then peter out a little bit because they got you. Now they might have you like invest more money, and then that, I feel like things slow down a little bit. So keep us posted, Brad, on how that works out for you. Be interested to hear what a full year looks like. Another site that popped up, and you'll start, if you haven't already, you're gonna get a lot of text message, calls, emails from places that promise you leads for a closing referral rate. Regentology is one of the most infamous ones, and Victor had done a lot of legwork on researching Regentology. Basically, what they say is, hey, pay us a startup fee, and then we'll only charge you a 20% closing fee, and we're going to give you X number of leads. I actually had a member of our coaching program sign up for Regentology, and he said day one, I received like 3 leads. And then after that, it's been literally radio silence ever since. So I want you to just be really cautious and wary with these, with some of these like get rich quick type things, or, hey, this sounds too good to be true. It probably is. Does anybody have any questions about internet leads, how to deal with them? Anything regarding internet leads at all? We can open up for discussion.
Yeah.
All right, going once, going twice. If you have interest in one of the specific platforms that I just mentioned, shoot me a note. I'll get you more information on it so that you're 100% in the loop on what you might be signing up for. Brad, Vic, and Lauren will be talking more about these things because I do intend to delve into them. That being said, we have revenue coming in, so I can afford to do it. I want to again encourage you, play red light, green light with your expenses. If you don't have any closings, slow your roll and wait for your closings to happen before you spend more money. Rachel, how can I help?
I do have a quick question. There's no like time frame or anything like that if we did want to contact you to get on one of those sites.
Okay, the only thing that I'll say on that is that Boomtown is available to the first 25 agents who commit.
Oh,
So that is somewhat time sensitive. As far as Rise goes, there is not a time frame for that. So you're good on that. And then 72 sold only allots so many of those like geography spots. So Boomtown and 72 sold are somewhat time sensitive to get with me about.
okay, understood. Thank you.
But yeah, sleep on it, look at your budget, etc. I don't want you overspending when you can't afford to. I'd rather you grow
do
your
agree.
business organically, right? Organically just simply means I'm doing it the right way, which is all 100% my database. You can grow your database and not have a single internet lead and live a fine, healthy, financially free life. I can promise you that. But if you want to offset those people you already know with people you don't know in an easy way, internet leads are a positive way to go. Cool. All right, guys. Thanks for your time. Enjoy the rest of your week and stay dry. Talk to you later.
Thank you.